20-minute flow. Let's do a 30-minute flow. Hi, this is Balancing Act, and I'm Samantha. We're going to go through a 20-minute flow here, so please join me. Let's start on our mats. All right, so let's come down to all fours here. We're going to come right into our cat-cows. So arch your back. Well, I'm rounding, aren't I? Round your back and arch it. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Move through these on your own pace, on your own breath. Be sure to modify as needed through the whole class. Listen to your body, challenge yourself, but don't push too hard. Now with those cat-cows, now we're going to start just kind of moving in all different directions. So really engage your head here, your hips, your torso, just warming up the whole middle body here. Hands are under your shoulders. If you close your eyes, you might get a little dizzy, so keep them open, find a focal point. Awesome, and press back into your down dog. Open up those hamstrings, pedal it out. Let the blood flow into your head. Feel that pressure, let it be. And come back to all fours. Very nice. Extend your right hand out in front of you and your left leg behind you. And just take a few breaths here. I want just a few moments of time under tension here. So pull that right shoulder away from your ear and move those toes and the ball of your feet toward the back wall, your hand toward the front wall, like somebody's pulling you in two directions. Deep inhale, lift everything just a little bit higher, and then drop down your right hand and drop your left leg straight back behind you. Now press through your heel here, stretching out the back of your left leg. You can drop your head and let the back of your neck get long. And then take that left leg, lift it up, and place it behind you over to the right side and stretch again. You should feel this a little bit in your right hip, pulling everything back. And then take that left leg, lift it up, bring it all the way out to the left side and drop it down and pull those hips back one more time. Pulling them up and pulling it down. If you can sit all the way back down on your heel, that's great. You don't have to. Try to press through the outside edge of your left foot here to keep that long stretch through the outside of the left leg. And just rock a little bit here. If you want to have a blanket under your knees, that's a great way to protect your knees. And then I want you to use your leg strength here to lift up that leg, pull it all the way back behind you. Leave it there for a moment while you lift your right hand up. And again, a moment of time under tension here. Deep inhale and drop everything back down to all fours. Give me some more cat-cows, rounding the back and arching it, rounding it and arching it. And this time we're going to raise our right leg and we're going to raise our left arm, reaching everything far away. Deep inhale and exhale here. Really squeezing through that right glute, squeezing your left glute too. And then drop the left hand, drop the right leg straight back behind you and press that right heel towards the back wall. Stretching out through the calf and the Achilles. And then lift up that right leg and move it back behind you to the left side. Plant the ball of your foot and press back. Press back. Beautiful. Now lift it up and pull it all the way out, straight to the side, and let it drop down nice and gently. And then press through the outside of that right foot and bring the hips back towards your heel. And up again. Again, place a blanket or a towel underneath your left knee if this is a little too much pressure. And really press through the outside of that right foot here. Beautiful. And now lift up that leg, drag it back behind you. Another moment of time under tension here. Reach that left arm toward the front wall. Deep inhale and exhale, and drop everything back down to all fours. Beautiful. Press through the heels back into your down dog. And pedal it out again. Walk the feet forward all the way to your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gentle forward fold here. Soften the knees. Separate the feet hip distance apart and interlace the hands in all the way to standing. And inhale the arms up nice and high. Reach. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, walk those feet back. Come into your plank pose, nice and strong. Big, strong plank here. Press through the heels, squeeze the glutes. Suck your belly button in towards your rib cage. Elbows are straight. Hands are underneath your shoulders. And just hold this high plank for just a moment. Deep breath. And drop down to your knees. Drop down to your chest. And then your chin. And pull forward to your up dog. All the way into a big, strong up dog. Drop those hips. Pull the shoulders back and down. Squeeze the glutes. Press the tops of your toes into the mat. And open up the chest. And press back, down dog. Right leg raises nice and slow. Drop that right hip so that your foot doesn't raise up too high. So your hips are squared off to the floor and you're pressing, stamping the heel on the back wall. And then bring that leg in, plant it between your hands. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, and come on up. Gentle crescent, hands come down, right leg comes back. Again, you can do your knees, chest, chin here, or you can just slowly lower into chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog, press back, down dog. Left leg raises. Press through that heel, the right heel. It's probably not going to touch the mat. Mine does, but yours probably won't, and that's probably totally fine, or it is totally fine. So just focus on keeping that left hip low, and your left foot trying to reach toward the back wall. Pulling always your shoulders away from your ears. Drag your left leg in and plant it between your hands. Drop the right knee. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left leg comes back. Plank pose. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Again, your right leg comes right between your hands. Drop the left knee. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time, I want you to straighten the back leg and straighten the front leg and bend the back. Flex that front and then lunge it out. Reverse it and lunge. Reverse it and lunge. And bring the right leg back. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg comes between the hands. Drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Untuck the back toes, or tuck the back toes, and then same thing on the left side. Rocking it back and forth, alternating which leg is straight and which leg is bent. Beautiful. Last one. And bring the left leg back. Chaturanga, nice and strong. Slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk the feet all the way to your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. You might find you can straighten the legs a little bit more than before, but still nice, soft knees on this forward fold, and then roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way to standing. Beautiful. Let's roll into a little bit of standing poses here. Hands come to heart center. Let's find our Tadasana. So press your feet nice and strongly into the floor, lifting up through the thighs, the knees, squeeze the glutes, tuck the tail, and hands to Namaste. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Both feet come back. Slowly lower. Inhale. Up dog and down dog. Raise that right leg. This time you can open the hip. Make some big circles with your knee. Opening up the hip socket both directions. And then bring that knee to your nose and crunch the core and press back. And then bring the foot all the way through and plant it. Come up to your high lunge. Sink down into this pose. Drop the shoulders, reach the fingertips. Left heel moves toward the back wall. And then open up to your warrior two. Reach those arms toward either wall as you sink down, pressing your right knee open to the side. Pressing through the outside of the left foot. And then tip back into your peaceful warrior. Reaching that right arm over your ear. Now we're going to pivot the front foot and just drop the whole pose down into pyramid toward the back of the mat. So walk the hands out in your pyramid here, pulling that left hip back in space. Just breathing here, not pushing too hard. Walk the hands back to center. All 10 toes face forward and forward folded down. From here, just start rocking back and forth, mini little Skandasanas. Just little baby ones. We'll get them deeper later. And then keep walking toward the front of the mat. Pyramid pose toward the front. Make sure your legs are not on a tightrope. And you just walk those hands out as far as comfortable. Lifting up through the kneecaps. Extending out over that leg and really pulling that right hip back in space. We don't want it to move forward like we're in triangle. Pyramid, the hips are facing both directions. Both hips facing forward. Plant the hands and bring that right foot back. Plank pose, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg raises. Very nice. You can open up the hip here. Bend the knee and make some big circles to the outside and to the inside. And then drag that knee all the way in towards your nose. Press it back and bring it all the way through, planting it between your hands. Inhale the arms up nice and high. Sink down into your high lunge. Squeeze your glutes here. Imagine that you're dragging your feet towards one another like they're magnetized toward each other, your right toes and your left heel. And then open up warrior two. Drop it down, open up those hips. Pressing through the outside edge. Check your alignment here. Make sure your hands are floating over your feet. And deep breaths. Drop down just an inch more. Shoulders are relaxed, away from your ears. Tip back into your peaceful warrior. Reaching over that left ear, your left hand and your left knee absolutely reaching away from one another. And from here, we're going to pivot our left foot and bring the whole pose toward the back of the mat into our pyramid pose. You can hop that left leg in a little bit if you need to, and then walk the hands out into your pyramid. Head, neck, and shoulders all relaxed. Right hip is pulling back in space toward the back of the mat. Lifting up through those kneecaps, keeping them nice and strong. And walk the hands to the center of your mat, pivoting all 10 toes toward the back of the room. Grab your hips, pull everything up to a nice standing pose. Reach your hands behind you, clasp them and pull your fist down toward the ground, opening up the chest and reaching with the chest first, coming down into your forward fold. Just let the weight of your arms open up through the shoulders. You can soften the knees here. And again, we're going to start to bend from the left to the right. And let's let the hands drop to the floor. As we start to go a little bit lower in these skandhasanas, we can use our hands to walk it back and forth. And as you bend the left leg, the right heel lies on the ground. As you bend the right leg, the left heel comes down. And if you want to try these with no hands as a strength move, here's your opportunity to do that. Otherwise, continue walking back and forth with the hands. One more on each side, one more to the left, and one more to the right. And then we're going to come back into our pyramid pose facing the front of the mat. So walk your hands forward, adjust your feet, pop that right foot in just as much as you need to. Walk the hands out in front of you and slowly fall into your pyramid. Deep breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. And then hands come flat to the floor. Left leg comes back, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Beautiful, guys. We're going to walk our feet all the way back towards our feet, towards our hands, and just come to a seated position here. And we're going to just slowly roll down. I want you to keep your feet planted nicely on the floor and just roll back here until you find that your spine is curved nicely and you have completely engaged your core here. So pull that belly button back towards your rib cage. Hands come to namaste and just twist from the left to the right, to the left, to the right. The more you are leaning back, the more you'll feel this in your core, but you're going to feel it no matter what. So 3 more. Very good. And then hands reach out in front of you and continue slowly lowering all the way back to the mat. Beautiful. Place your hands on the mat and just lift up through the hips. Stretching out through the core, bending the back. Let the back of your neck be nice and long. Pull your chin down toward your chest. Imagine there's a resistance band around your knees so that you cannot let your knees splay open. And then press through your left foot nice and strong, and your right leg comes up and presses toward the sky. And switch. Right foot presses into the mat. Left foot stamps the ceiling. Really lift up through the hips, squeezing the glutes, pressing everything toward the sky, except your hands and your shoulders. Those are pressing into the mat. And drop that down. Lower it down slowly. Bring those knees in. Make some circles to the right and circles to the left. Extend the left leg out in front of you. Pull in the right knee and straighten it out wherever it's comfortable, wherever that lands for you. And switch sides. Extending. I like to flex the foot and point it while I'm doing this. Stretches out some different accessory muscles. And bring it down and take that left leg right over into your spinal twist. Reaching the left arm behind you. And switch sides. Awesome. So let's just let it go into our Shavasana pose. Feet come out, hands fall, everything goes, and just gravity is the only thing we're going to let take us here. So I hope you enjoyed that practice. I will see you next time. Thank you for taking care of yourself. Peace out. God, I completely had a nip slip in that class. It's fucking wild. Literally had a nip slip.